Hello, these are the 13 things that you need to know for the Unit 3 test. The first one is combining like terms. So the way we did it in class is we grouped them by shapes. For example, I'm going to circle all the R's, put them together. I'm going to square up the S's. There isn't another S, so that will just stay, can't disappear. I'm going to diamond the T's. So 7 and 3 will make 10 T's, and that's a positive, so I'm using that as a plus sign in between. I've got a negative 8U and a 3U. Adding those together, they're different signs, so I'm going to subtract, keep the U, keep the sign of the larger, and I'm going to use that as my sign in between. So there we go right there. Don't make it any smaller. It is just 11R plus 4S plus 10T minus 5U. Second topic was subtracting like terms, and we are not going to subtract. Instead, we are going to add the opposite. So I strongly encourage you to take the time to rewrite the first one, change it to an adding problem, and then the opposite of 5G would be minus 5G, and the opposite of plus a negative 2H would be plus a positive 2H. Only change one of those, don't change them both. And now we're going to group it like we did on the last one. So the 7F is forever alone. The minus 2G and the minus 5G can make minus 7G. And the 7H and the 2H can make 5H's. Our third topic is distributing. We did this with an array, but like I said, when I grew up, I just did it with arrows multiplying those out. If you were doing an array, we would need 3 pieces for these 3 insides, the 6G, the minus 7H, and the minus 5K. And then I'd put my 10 in front. And now I'm going to multiply each thing on the top by each thing on the left. So 10 times 6G. Negative 7H times 10 would be negative 70H. Negative 5 times K would be negative 50K. So that is 60G minus 70H minus 50K. Our fourth topic is to factor, which is just doing the opposite. So now I know what was inside that array, and I want to come up with what was in front of it and on top of it. So I'm looking for a number that divides into 18A, 27B, and negative 36C. That will be a 9. Then 18A divided by 9 will leave 2A. 27B divided by 9 will leave 3B. And negative 36C divided by 9 will leave negative 4C. And then I do want to take the time to rewrite it in that parentheses with the 9 in the front. So that right there will be the final answer. Our fifth topic is checking a solution. Is for a solution of this. And the way that I'd really like you to do it is just to plug it in. I'm going to take out the x's, leave everything else, and I'm going to put those 4's in there. So 2 times 4 is 8. I didn't draw my wall. That'll help me see the 2 sides. So I'm going to go left to right here. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. 3 is not equal to 6. So if you were handwriting this, we would want to slash through there to say that is not equal to. And no, this is not a solution. No matter what it is, we just want it to be balanced at the end. Topic 6 was to write an equation. Now listen to me very carefully on this one. When I ask you to write an equation, we need an equal sign. We need an x, and that x is going to be the 3. So I do not want you telling me like x plus 5 equals 3. That is not an equation with the answer 3. I want the 3 to be over here. So instead, if I wrote x plus 5 equals 8, well, now that has got to be a 3. So what I strongly encourage you to do is just make up a left side. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just kind of ask for some kind of typo or miscalculation if you make it too complicated. Just pick a left side, and now put a 3 in here and see. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So now that equation will have an answer of 3 when you solve it. Topic 7, angle pairs. Like I said, this unit is not about angle pairs, so this might be a good extra credit question. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. One thing that we talked about was on a line. On a line is going to add up to 180 degrees. So I would have that this x and that 132 are making 180. So I could subtract and do 48 degrees. Okay, 8 is doing an inequality from words. So we have a few of them that line up automatically, like less than is that symbol, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, but we need to get these other ones. So I'd like to start with the no's. Remember that no less than means like the opposite of less than, which would be greater than or equal to. No more than would be less than or equal to. A minimum means that that is the minimum and I want to go up from there. Maximum would mean that is the maximum and I want to go down from there, so less than. At least means that you want at least a 65 to pass, but you'd rather have something higher. And at most, the story I gave you for that one was we can get at most 7 people on the elevator, but we don't want more than that. We would like less than that. So being able to identify which symbol is number 8. Number 9 is how to graph them. So we do a quick little number line. We put our number in the middle. We go one number below. We go one number above. I'm going to place a circle here. If it has that or equal to line, I am going to color it in. It is called a closed circle. If it was only a less than, it would be an open circle. And then I have to shade in one direction, so this one is telling me to go off to the left, so here I am coloring and making it nice and thick so I can see it okay. Off to the left. Topic 10 is to solve inequalities. We're going to solve them just like we would solve equal signs. So I'm going to get rid of this plus 11 first, minusing 11 on both sides. And this is divided by -2, so I'm going to multiply by -2, but wait a second, we need to throw that red flag on there. That means we have a caution, we need to stop right away. When you multiply by a negative, you are changing that whole number line around. So it is no longer a greater than or equal to, it is now a less than or equal to. And 8 times -2 would be -16. Your 2 red flags are multiplying by a negative and dividing by a negative. Everything else is fine. Topic 11, word problems. Tyrone had $75 to spend. He already bought pants for $30. How many $5 t-shirts can he buy if he wants to have at least 12 left over? So right here, I see one of those magic phrases, at least 12. So at least 12 means that he would like to have greater than or equal to $12 left over. He has $75 to spend. He already bought pants for $30, so we could take away 30. And then we're going to take away $5 for each t-shirt. And when you create a variable, don't forget that we need to have a let. So I'm going to let t be the number of t-shirts. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and solve this. I can see already that this is going to turn into a red flag because of that minus sign that is in the middle. This can't disappear. It is still going to be there, -5t. Over here, this will be -33. Dividing by -5 is our red flag, so we're going to stop and wave that flag. Flip this around, so t is less than or equal to 33 divided by 5, which is 6.6. Okay, that would be the answer to it. But now if I was to say something to Tyrone, what would I tell him? That he can buy less. No, let's not say it that way. He can buy 6 shirts or less. Question 12, or topic 12, is circles. So we need to do our 2 formulas. We're going to do circumference and area on this. What is the radius? Well, all the way across is 16, so that would mean that the radius, which would just be from the center to the outside, would be 8 centimeters. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, circumference equals 2 pi r. And I'll put the 8 right in there. So I'll go to my calculator. 2 pi 8 is 50.265. And we want to write it all down first. And then we want to come back and round. Fuzzy Wuzzy was Bear, area equals pi r squared. Typing in pi 8 squared on the calculator, we write down everything that we see. And then we come back and round. You don't have to round to the tens place. That's just my preference. We could always round to the hundredths place. Please remember that area is being squared, so your answer also is being squared. Topic 13, composite shapes, finding the area. So I like to draw these out. So I have a long rectangle being added to a semicircle. This is 6 by 12. So I'm going to do length times width for that. And then I need a radius for the semicircle. I'm going to notice that this whole side is 6, so that would mean that half of that would be 3. So it's got a radius of 3. So area, fuzzy wuzzy was a bear, area equals pi r squared, but I only want half of a circle. So I'm typing this in all the way across without doing the pieces, and I get my answer. We write down the whole thing first, and then we come back and round. And that is centimeters squared, because we're talking about area.